All right, so I watched Nicolas Cage's The Old Way. I guess this is the first Western he's ever done, which kind of made me want to watch it. And I gotta say, I was not into this movie. Like, it opens pretty good, but once it gets going, it's just kind of lethargic and just kind of boring. Um, Even Nicolas Cage seems kind of bored, I'd say. I don't think he's that interested in what's going on. He just, is doing his normal thing. There's a lot of stuff, he has a daughter in this. His wife basically gets killed by some outlaws who, spoilers, wasn't really into the movie. If you're a fan of Nicolas Cage, and you're interested because it's a Western and he hasn't really done Westerns. Check it out. I wouldn't recommend it though. The band of outlaws, the lead guy's trying to be intimidating and interesting. I just didn't find him that interesting at all. Maybe it's the actor. I don't know. What's his name is in this? Clint Howard's in this. He was alright. He's kind of like the bumbling guy in the group. They don't really respect him. They're kind of making fun of him. He's played that role a million times. Abraham Ben Ruby's in this. I like him as an actor, and it's funny, he's in Rust, the movie Rust, and you compare those two movies, that's a much better movie. And that movie had tons of production problems. So it's just like, compare that to this. In Rust, I think it has a way better villain, the guy who was the bounty hunter. I think the actor's way better, more interesting, more intimidating. Like I said, the guy, the leader of the outlaws, is trying to be. I didn't buy it, really. I don't know, maybe he's too young. I'm not sure. But, yeah, wasn't really into this movie. If you do me a favor, smash that like button. Be great. Really helps the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. So, basically, this is the synopsis. An old gunslinger and his daughter must face the consequences of his past when the son of a man he murdered years ago arrives to take revenge. So, and yeah, right away the movie cuts to 20 years later. It just seems kind of lazy. Like, Nicolas Cage is a badass who is, I think, working for a sheriff. And they're about to hang this guy. And then this guy's brother tries to rescue him. He ends up getting killed because he's an idiot too. And his brother gets killed. And the sheriff gets killed. And then Nicolas Cage doesn't really help the sheriff that he's working for. And then when he's dying, he takes his money. He's like, "You owe me a bunch of money." And then he goes into the bar and he gets more money. He's like, "He owes me tons of money." So, and then the brother pulls a gun out and tries to kill Nicolas Cage. And of course, Nicolas Cage kills him. This guy has a son. And the son, then it cuts to 20 years later. And you find this out later, but the son is the leader of the outlaw group with Clint Howard. They seem to have stumbled upon Nicolas Cage's house with his wife in it. They end up killing his wife. And then Nicolas Cage is hunting them down with his little daughter. Nicolas Cage also runs a general store, pretty much. That's where he was when they killed his wife. And that's basically the setup for the movie. And then the rest of the movie, they're traveling to hunt them down. Just so, like, and then things happen in this movie that doesn't make any sense to me. It's like right away, he says to his daughter, okay, we're going, get your stuff. And then he just burns his house down. And then he burns down his barn, too. And it's like, why would you do that? It's a perfectly good house, a perfectly good barn. Burns them all down. I guess leaves his general store. And I'm just like, what? And then he's like, we're never coming back here. And I don't know. It didn't make sense. I was just like, why would you just burn them down? But all right. And then they're chasing him down. And that's basically the rest of the movie. And just found it boring. And then the outlaws, it's revealed that, you know, and they're also being chased by a U.S. Marshal. I mean, this movie has some similarities to Rust. It does, really. You know, there's a U.S. Marshal and his gang, just like in Rust. But just, I don't know. I was just thinking the whole time, Rust is like longer than this movie, but it's just way more interesting. And it's just, I think it's shot better. Everyone in Rust seems more interested in what's going on. I think Nicolas Cage looks bored. I think he looks kind of tired. I don't know. But maybe that's just me, but I haven't seen anything this director's done, Brett Donahue. But this movie, I mean, just like in Rust, but that seems so much better. You've seen this movie a million times. He's the old, grizzled guy. He says his wife made him a good man. I mean, like, Unforgiven, anyone? You know, I mean, it's almost the plot for Unforgiven. I mean, the beginning of Unforgiven. I think his wife just, in Unforgiven dies of, like, a sickness, but, you know, I've seen this, like, a million times. He's like, oh, I was a terrible man. I did terrible things. I met my wife. She made me a good man. And now I'm a good guy. But now she's dead, so I'm not that good anymore. And, you know, he's kind of mean to his daughter, and I don't know, she was okay, I guess, as a kid actress. She's fine. Didn't think she was that good. I think the guy in Rust is better, but he's a little older than her. Yeah, the leader of the Outlaws is Noah Lee Gross. That's his name. I honestly didn't think he was that good. He's trying to be intimidating. Yeah, and then it's revealed that the Outlaws, that the leader has this stash of money, and he's been promising these guys this money if we get to this place. They finally get there, and oh, it's not American money, it's Mexican money. So they're all kind of pissed at him, and he's like, no, we'll go into Mexico, and do you have any idea how far this money can go there? And yeah, and then, you know, finally there's a showdown between Nicolas Cage and them. He sends his daughter in to kind of scout it out, but she gets caught, of course. You know, and then he's kind of taking one of them out, each one out. Like I've said, you've seen this a million times. But yeah, the movie's, I mean, it's only an hour and 30 minutes. I just felt like it dragged, which is pretty sad. So, not really a recommendation from me. It says its box office, it only made $60,000. I don't know. Theatrically released on January 6th. So, 2023. So yeah, they just kind of dumped it out, I think. They knew it wasn't great, I think. I mean, Clint Howard is good in it. I kind of like him. He kind of plays the same guy every movie, like a quirky, weird guy, and I don't know. He's wearing like a Confederate outfit, but would he be? I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know if it says what year it is, but just kind of annoys me just right away. 20 years later, and it's like that just seems like kind of cheap. And yeah, so spoilers, he fights them. Clint Howard's got a shotgun to the little girl. The main bad guy, it's revealed, is the son of the brother that he killed in the beginning of the movie. And he's super pissed at him, but it's like, dude, but your dad was an idiot. He pulled a gun on Nicolas Cage and he got killed. He wasn't even going to kill him. He didn't even care that he killed the sheriff because he didn't even like the sheriff, Nicolas Cage. So it's like, shouldn't even. You said that was stupid. Oh, it's 1878. Is that the beginning of the movie, or does it then jump? Oh, it jumps 20 years later. So that's 1898. 20 years later, but it's like Clint Howard still wearing a Confederate outfit in 1898. The Civil War ended in 1865. It's over 30 years later. It's over 40 years later. That doesn't even make any sense, really. So it's 1898 after 20 years later. That doesn't make sense. See, it says 1878 in the Montana Territory. Gunfighter Colton Briggs, that's Nicolas Cage, the member of the extrajudicial posse, organized to arrest and hang the brother of Walter McAllister, a notorious bandit. Yeah. And then at the end, there's a gunfight. Nicolas Cage kills the main bad guy, but she shoots. He kills Clint Howard because he has the gun to his daughter's head. Main bad guy kills Nicolas Cage, which I was like, oh, okay. And he's all super excited, like he just killed Superman or something. I did like this part. This part was funny. Then out of nowhere, the little girl grabs Nicolas Cage's gun and kills him. So I thought that was funny. There's a scene between him and the daughter, and then the bad guy is saying, "Oh, I'm actually we're kin, we're related. I'm your brother," and she's like, "No, you're not." And his reasoning is, well, Nicolas Cage killed my father, so therefore he adopted me as a son. Doesn't make any sense. Like, well, okay, he didn't raise you at all. He cut to 20 years later, and then. So I guess you killed your stepmother. It just seems like that. It's just like, I don't even buy it, man. I don't know. Maybe it was the direction. Maybe it was the actors weren't into it much. The script's pretty generic, like I said. I don't like the 20 years later cut. Yeah, this was a disappointing one. Because I was like, oh man, Nicolas Cage in a Western? Yeah, this could be good. Not really. And it's 1898. It's like, I don't know, it's like the end of the West, but, whatever. But, yeah, that's about it, though. Let me know if you've seen this movie. Are you into it? Because I wasn't. So, yeah. See you next time.